Access position right now, and you know, as we step into the last hour, let's keep an eye out for whether there's more selling pressure that grips the market at these levels. Very quickly, Dr. Narayan, before we let you go, your final thoughts about the last hour of trade and how one should be positioning oneself?
Well, the trade today has not been so very bullish, you know, because the index has actually stayed lower than something like a weekly pivot, which was around 54.65 level. So until we see trade moving up to around 54.70, 80 and hold up there in the last hour of trade, I don't think I really want to be too bullish on this market. That's for the Nifty, but I don't have a similar view like that for Bank Nifty, which I find that is actually faring much better. So if I have to play long this market, then between the two indices, I would rather choose to go long in the Bank Nifty with a stop of about 100 points. I would take a look at the Nifty above 54.75, 80, and but then even then I would be a little bit sort of skeptical on it. I don't really want to go short because there has not been sufficient force on the downside, and 5400 is being rather well defended. So on the Nifty, maybe a range bound sort of strategy, but long position certainly for the Bank Nifty.
Would you, okay, that's really broadly on the indices, maybe even banking per se, Dr. Narayan, but anything stock specific that you've looked at on the charts, or you would just stay away from trading in this pre-budget week?
No, not really. If I'm a trader, what's the problem? Pre-budget, post-budget, no budget, yes budget, really doesn't matter. We just roll with the punches, right, if you are a trader. So, on the stock side, I would look at something which might get favored by the budget, so I would try and pick a Tata Chemical, which has leapt up from supports around 275 and is trading today pretty smartly at about 330, 332. I think here as well as a little bit on the downside is something that I would play with. I would look to trade long in a TCS, which I've mentioned already. I would look, I know something seems to be rather positive about Wellcome, though it's not been one of the frontline stocks. It used to be in the past, but I think it's been trading pretty well, showing a lot of willingness to bounce off supports and being the first among the stocks to go up. So that's the kind of quality I like in a stock if I want to play it long. So these are the ones that I would like to play long with. In case the market were to slip down, then I see a Sesagua which is trading pretty weak, the auto counters which are trading pretty weak. So I would want to trade just one side of this situation, then I would go with the stock that I mentioned. But if one has to be prudent, then it might also be worthwhile having one long, one short in the market. So long Tata Chemical, short Sesagua, though they may be two different sectors altogether, but we are playing stocks here. So I think we're just playing directional in both of them. I think something like that, a mixed sort of strategy is what I would have.
Okay, Dr. Narayan, we would leave it at that, and thanks so much for taking the time out and joining us on this leg of closing trades. So, 3 stock recommendations out there. Buy Tata Chemicals, go long on TCS, and a Welspun Corp is what Dr. Narayan likes. All these 3 stocks are something that you buy at current levels on a day when the market is as flat can be. However, good time as any to get in our co-anchor Devina Menon